What it do? What it do? This is Dr. Hood, and we are back with another one, DRH19D. If you didn't know, we're going to be giving this reaction to this Kevin Samuel Instagram live video, and you are at the right station. This is Dr. Hood, and we are doing a reaction video. Everything is fair use. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button so you can get more videos just like this and other great videos to get you on point. It's wake and bake time. If you guys got some gas, go ahead and roll up and lean back.
Nieces and nephews, kinfolks and cousins, what a day it's been for your godfather. Whew, man, oh man. But the show must go on. So as usual, we are here to do what we gotta do. We are here to do what we gotta do. Hey, how we doing? So, why does it seem so dark? Can I check your girl? That means she's gonna be my girlfriend. Don't let nobody check your woman, homie.
Hey.
Just food for thought. So
don't let it happen.
How many of you guys watched the show last night?
I didn't. That's why I'm tuning in now.
You guys watched the show last night on YouTube, and we got into the whole notion of, consent, privilege, dating, women doing what the hell they want to do and not understanding that men have their own stance on stuff as well. How many of you guys watched that show last night? If you watched the show last night, you will get that many women today really, they were born in a world where life is on easy mode, okay? They weren't born in the world, you were born into a modern, technologically connected world to where you don't even have to pay for cell phone minutes anymore.
What?
So human beings' natural nature is to...
What's he talking about?
Gravitate towards stuff. So bottom line today is a lot of women don't realize how easy they have it. That's why you have women who are 3s, 4s, and 5s feeling like they should have to get 10s. This is why you got 300-pound women thinking they should date Captain America, because they have not lost anything. And you ladies need to understand something, and men have seen the same world, right? So my question for you ladies, is real talk, my question for you ladies is, when you become an adult, you gotta start playing the game on hard.
Okay.
The hard mode. And the first question I wanna ask you is, are you dating in your social class? Because many women will say, I don't want a high value man, but then let this woman describe what she wants, and she still wants a life to where she doesn't have to work to pay significant bills after she's pregnant, to where she's only responsible for 20% or less of the overall family financial load, to where she can live in the middle class with 1, 2, 3 kids, but as soon as she gets a husband, she expects that man to be mother frippin' rich. And my question is, okay, but how many women fit on that level? I want you to understand that the men who earn the kind of money you're talking about, they didn't get it. They had to go out and earn it. And are you on a social class level? I want to go back to the movie Set It Off. Blair Underwood and Jada Pinkett. He couldn't take a little ghetto ass nowhere. And I'm going to tell you, many women today, you are not on the social class level of the man you want. And that's even many of you guys with your college degrees. I've talked about men and their sophistication level. Many modern women lack sophistication. Meaning, let's say you go into a Chamber of Commerce meeting, the Rotary Club, something. And then you are a lower class woman, lower class mentality woman dealing with middle class, upper class women, and they'll be talking about their kids, their relationships, the things they're doing, and what have you been doing? Have you been spending your entire life saying men ain't trash, men ain't shit?
Right.
Really? Do you, and here's the question, how many of you actually network with women of equal social class or higher at work? And see, that's one of the big defining lines. When I first went to corporate America, one of the first things I noticed is all the sisters tend to hang together. The brothers tended to make friends throughout the organization, but the sisters tended to hang together. And that was because of culture and class. Culture and class are linked, but understand something. A man of value is looking to have a wife that's a feminine asset.
Wow.
And you need to be able to elevate him in the eyes of his colleagues, in the eyes of his colleagues' wives and women. So you can't go in being loud, uncouth, tattooed up, over talking. You have to learn you can't get into a conversation with the vice president of marketing about.
Okay, he's teaching you how to adjust to basically the white America. You know, that's what it is. That's what all these suits and everything is for. That's what everything, he's talking about. You can't be tattooed and, all of this stuff. That goes for people that just still want to have that slave mentality. And I know I jumped out there. I know I did. I jumped out there real hard. But, people that really actually give a fuck about having jobs and shit instead of opening their own shit. And I think it's been hundreds and hundreds of years of blacks. That's all we do is try to be accepted by other groups of people. And they don't want to accept us the way we are. They want to accept us only if we conform and be, basically a carbon copy of what they look like. No tattoos, this and that, and the way they act. And, when we're talking about dating and, a woman, wanting a man and, of course she's supposed to have that feminine energy and everything, but he's talking about this corporate stuff. And I think that's got a lot of the thing to do with the high value man thing that kind of get dudes kind of thrown off. Cause it's like, if you're getting to the bag, then you're extremely high value. You don't have to fit into all this fucking, goddamn golf clubs and, all this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's white America. I mean, we got our own shit, straight up.
Where you have an opinion and you have to win. In other words, can you play the first lady role? Choose you this time. I don't know you, and if you want me to choose you, you have to be a female. That's number one. That's number two. So we're talking about on your social class. Then let's talk about consent. Many women today don't like the fact that men are asking straight up, are we having sex? When are we having sex? Because like it or not, the modern world is such that men have to get consent up front. Men have to get consent up front. I cannot take you on a date and it's our first time and we haven't had sex. And I take you on a date, and let's say it's date 3. You have 3 glasses of wine. You have 2 glasses of wine. I can't sleep with you because you can't give informed consent. Like it or not, ladies, we live in a world to where women have made it to where men have to get it up front. Y'all thought I was kidding when I was talking about that consent app. Talking about don't rush it. Man, y'all need to shut that shit up. Don't rush it. Then you ladies pay. See, this is what I want you ladies to understand. Talk about don't rush it. Then you pay. You pay for Ruth Chris. You pay for Mastro's, Ocean Prime. You pay for everything. You pay for the valet, the Uber, everything. You pay for it all until you are ready to give, until you're ready to do what you do, until you're ready to have sex, then he pays. Like it or not. Like it or not, ladies, consent is a requirement. And here's the reason.
He's grooming tricks. All of these things a man gets. A man that is truly high value. In your words. We don't have to marry you to get all of these good returns and all of this. It just does. It throws a guy that always had his way out here. It throws us off a little bit because it definitely goes against the book. I shouldn't have to, soon as you give me sex, you don't have to pay anything anymore? That's ridiculous. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. No, it's not the most ridiculous, but it's up there.
Women don't like having to get consent because it takes them out of the gray area. Women with privilege live in the gray area. Women with privilege live in the gray area. They live in a non-committal zone to where a man has to show all his cards up front. And then she can just pick and choose. But see, now consent has removed that. Now consent is saying, we need to know what we're doing before we do it. Pay for the whole date until future. It's not just the date. It's the date, it's the driving up there, and that man's time. The time the man invests, because understand something, money is cheap.
If you're investing time to hit some pussy, you stupid. Let's just get that out there. Any guys up on there, you're investing time to get some pussy? Like, come on, man. Come on, man. That's not that. I mean, I can understand you doing it, but you making a conscious effort. Come on now. we're in what world? In what world? Pussy's everywhere.
Time and a man's masculine feelings are expensive. And a lot of you ladies, because you have lived born into a world of privilege, you don't understand what it's like to be men, and what men are dealing with. So now men are saying, bump that. You want to take things slow? Fine. You pay for everything. And here's the thing. I have yet to hear a woman who would say, okay, gentlemen, listen to me well. If she's not sleeping with you and spending money on you, she's not invested in you. A woman can spend money on you, and there's a good chance she's invested in you. A woman can sleep with you, and there's a 50-50 shot that she's invested in you. But if a woman is sleeping with you and spending money on you, she is invested in you.
Okay.
And women hate that I told men that. Because women...
Okay, because for a minute, Samuels, you had me going left. And maybe that's because I had to go out and get my light so I could light up some of this gas. We on some of this purple Urkel, you know what I'm saying? If you in the anywhere where it's legal, you know what I'm saying? Enjoy this. That's what this is. That's this space that we're in, Dr. Hood. We kind of crank it down a little bit. And, this is the channel where you can come to and relax, hear some of this stuff. And, of course, you get to hear me talk over it, so that we don't get any type of copyright strikes, Like I said, Kevin Samuel, he's out there getting motherfuckers' pages deleted left and right, man. So we don't want it with this bonehead. And we just want to check out some of these talking points and interject, where need be. But for a second, I thought he was losing me. But he's absolutely right. If a woman is spending her money on you, and that's where it should be. That's where it should be. Yeah, you're the man. Yeah, you're supposed to take care of the majority of the financial load and everything. But at the end of the day, if you high value, these women, it's a competition for you. So if they can't show that they want to be invested, if they feel like their money is more important than you, then you obviously ain't the guy, or her glasses are foggy. She can't see your value. You should be so far up here that she feels like her little kibbles it's only right. It's only right. So yeah, if she's sexually, involved, that's 50% that she could be invested. But if she's investing her money, and women are stingy as hell, we all know this, If she's investing that bread, then yeah, she's invested. But you gotta watch out, because there's always a consequence and, you know, something that she's gonna want in return. Rather, if that's a baby, I've seen guys get duped over the head. You know, the female give them X amount of dollars or whatever, kicking it, invested. You know, you think it's this really good, you know, high elevated, stimulated relationship. Boom, she gets the baby, and then she gets to acting stupid. You know, and that's when these women hit the wall. You know, when they're about to hit that wall, and you know, they don't want to hit that wall, and you know, they want to be able to reproduce. So you got to be careful, man, when they get up there in age. And I even say under 30, you know, 27, you know, when they get up there in that age and they thinking about, you know, are they going to be able to settle down? Are they going to be able to have a baby and, you know, whatever? And you go read their diary, and you probably ain't nothing like, you know, when she gets 32, you're nothing like the guy of her dreams. She goes back and deals with all kind of guys that she probably would have never dealt with, you know? So this is what we're going through. And yeah, he's on point. You know, we're definitely checking this Kevin Samuels content for what it is. You know, we're not just gonna, and I'm pretty sure he's well calculated on the stuff that he does and talks about, and he can argue all of these points, you know? So it's no shots, but this is what we do on this channel. This is a hard review. Everybody else just reviews the content and give their little opinion. This is the hard fucking review. We're blowing on this hard blow, and we're giving hard reviews at the Dr. Hood, DRH19D. Hit that subscribe button right now. It only takes a couple seconds. I'm gonna let this roll, and we jumping off into the next one.
Used to be able to say, well, she's having sex with this guy. Well, that doesn't mean you're invested. That just means you like his sex.
Right.
You ladies played so many gray area games.
Right.
And now the quote unquote chickens have come home to roost. And I think it's pretty cool that you ladies have to finally put your cards on the table and be adults. Because you've been living life on easy mode. And here's why they don't like living life on up front, guys, because women hate rejection. Women hate rejection. And it's funny, you often hear women talk about, well, this is the kind of woman you go to. If a woman had to deal with the kind of rejection a man gets in a week, most of you would commit suicide. If you had to deal with the amount of rejection a man gets in 1 week, you'd kill yourself. If you've ever turned a woman down for anything, especially a pretty woman, an attractive woman, turn an attractive woman down for sex, say not now, they lose their freaking mind.
Yep, you're right, Kev.
Why is this important? Well, because now you want partners, ladies, you want equals. And equals means this. Even female dating coaches are telling women this, that female dating coaches are telling women this and men this. Gentlemen, it's a tennis match. Volley, boom, boom, boom. If she's giving 20%, you give 20%. She's giving 50%, you give 50%. She's giving 5%, you give 5%. And women don't like that because they want men to, because it used to be that a man,
right, they want to give they give you 20%, they want to give you 100%. You know, and that's the separation, you know, between men and women. You know, they've had everything on a platter just because they look good or whatever. You know, they freaky, or, you know what I'm saying, whatever it is, they can get into the party. You know, you got 10 women outside the club with no money. 9 times out of 10, if they look decent, they can get in. You know, you got 10 guys outside the club with no money. They could look whatever. They could be whoever. They're not getting in, you know, because women are more accepted in different rooms that guys are not accepted, because guys are looked at as competition. You know, we look at each other as competition. You know, we're going to scale out who's value and who's not. You know, rather if they got money or not. The men are going to get together and huddle up, and they're going to discuss what the parameters are that qualify for you to be, on this level or that level. Look at Will Smith. Yeah, he's a high value man. Yeah, he's got all this money. Yeah, he's got all, but guys wouldn't trade to have the life that he's got, the type of bullshit that he's dealing with. With his kids, with his wife. They're just not signing up for that. They'll take the money part of it. They'll take the fame part of it, that they think they can handle that. But they're not just signing up to be a simp. Nobody's just signing up to be a simp, especially if there's other guys to choose from. I think that's very important. And the younger guys set the bar. They set the bar for what it's gonna be like. They're developing who the new high value men are in the world. Rather you like it or not. Rather if they have money or not. It's the way they move. It's the way that the things are gonna go. That's why it's very important that we stay on our masculinity. So that when they're picking the new face of this, it can possibly be somebody of our lineage, somebody from our fraternity, and not somebody that's acting like this and doing all this weird shit. Okay? It's Dr. Hood, man.
Gave up front. And then when a woman decided, that she was going to give herself to a man, that he was just actually getting a return on investment. But because women today are not dating one man, when was the last time you saw a woman who was truly single? Most women have several guys they're dealing with. Several guys they're talking to, and at least one or two guys they're going out with. And some guy they're having sex with. Bottom line is, ladies, this is the word you asked for. Privilege, consent, and at the end of the day, the men you want to deal with, the men who are men of value, they date differently. They date and move differently. And even if you catch one of them slipping, they are around men who will nudge them and get them back on track, saying, man, you can't be out there bad like that. And that's one of the things they dislike so much about this value thing.
In a perfect world, yeah, but I mean, these guys be out here dirt bad, and even men of value, or making a high level of earnings, because we don't really talk about the other values. When I hear Kevin Samuels show, yeah, he got one of the best shows on the net, but we're not really talking about the other type of values. If there's 9 values of a man, and we don't really get into that. We don't. Money is always if there was 9 different things, money would take up 5. If it was 9 hours of you talking about men of value, 5 hours will be taken up talking about his money and his earnings. I think that's the elephant in the room. We don't talk about the other things that equal value in a man. Hit the like button. This channel is going to get deep. It really is.
Men are starting to actually make women do what they should have done, what women used to do, earn their position. Women used to earn their position and prize their position. Now, let's talk about it. I know there's some women who are hot about this, because I asked the question earlier, can you date inside your social class? Consent or privilege? Consent is a big one. Privilege. And if you have privilege, understand, privilege goes away. Privilege goes away. That's why that woman I talked to the other day, privilege goes away when you start having children, or you cross 30. Your privilege starts to go. And there's so many women in their late 30s. There's so many women in their late 30s. Hey man, don't come in there doing all that again. Hey, real, I'm gonna tell you one warning, don't spam the chat.
All right, anyway, this is Dr. Hood. We got to the end of this segment that I was gonna cover. We're reacting to Kevin Samuels and a few of his talking points. about high value men interacting with women in the dating market and everything. Pretty much cliche, same thing that we always do. Go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see y'all on the next one. We got more to cover.